Hi, I'm TLC from Quantum Balanced Crystals, and I'm the heart of QBC. And welcome today as we dive deep into the green heart chakra. And here at QBC, we call it the masculine heart chakra. It is the I love. It's about love. It's about forgiveness. It's about harmony, circulation, being grateful, and it's about abundance. And so in this video, we're going to go over different information and affirmations and intentions and exercises where you can practice so you can open up your heart even fuller. What we really want is our heart to be open all the time where we don't have to protect it. And I'm going to go through the steps for you to see how that works. So one of the things about our heart chakra is we want to keep it open and keep it expansive. And you know, the heart chakra is our center, our equilibrium of our energy field. So the first step of opening up your heart is forgiveness. And this is where you really look at yourself and you forgive yourself and you forgive others. And if you find any energy of any attachment or anger with anybody in your life, it's a good thing to really look at that and let go of that charge. And so a lot of times in your meditations and stuff, if you really feel a disharmony with others in your life, or even with your own accomplishments, look at that in your meditations and see where you might be able to forgive yourself or forgive others, because there's an energy charge there that you can release. Years back when I was practicing forgiveness, I was going through a divorce, and I remember going to some groups and workshops, and they're like, it's all love. And I remember saying, how can I see my ex as love? I had so much anger, resentment, and feelings, and I was blaming myself so heavily for everything that was going on that I could not see love. And so they said, yes, love is all around you, and you can see love if you just practice forgiveness. So that's when I started committing to myself to really learn how forgiveness works. Another thing I thought when I was practicing forgiveness is that with my own personal life, with my divorce and my children, that if I had any judgments or anger or resentments on my ex, I was actually hurting my children too. So I made another personal commitment that I was going to really learn forgiveness. And the more I practiced it, the more I started seeing things differently. And today, I can totally be around my ex and I don't feel any triggers or anything inside of me because I'm doing the work, I'm working on it, and I'm going through the steps of how forgiveness really works. And so when I started practicing the forgiveness, what happens to you is you start seeing that what you really thought wasn't really what was happening. And you start seeing the situation as a gift, and also you become really grateful. Like, I'm so grateful now to my ex because they become teachers for you. So every time I saw him and I had a trigger inside of me, I did the work on myself and I forgave myself. And then through that, I was able to be around his energy and not be triggered. And so he was like my teacher. And you'll notice that these people around you that you have energy that is charged, they become your teacher too. Another part of forgiveness is letting go and really looking at what you can let go of in your life. And it could be your resentments. It could also be clutter. Anything that's in your experience that isn't serving you anymore. This is the time. Let it go. Release it. Thank it for sharing its life with you. And you will notice when you do that how much freer you will feel. And you'll be able to move on to the next experience because it's all about growing. So when we let go, we thank it for being in service to us. We realize that everything has a purpose, and sometimes it will fulfill its purpose inside of us. And so then we can thank it for sharing its life, and we can just release and let go. Another thing I've learned when I was practicing forgiveness is that when you're angry and resentful at somebody, there's this emotional energy charge of an attachment. It's almost like you have a cord attached with them, and you're actually giving your power away to them. So I knew that whenever I got angry or frustrated, even at things I'm doing, it doesn't have to be people, that I was giving my power away. And so I was like, I'm going to stay in my power And this is giving a piece of you back. And so you're releasing the charge and you're becoming whole and complete yourself. And you're letting yourself off the hook, you're letting them off the hook, and that energy isn't there anymore. And you stop being triggered. And then that's true forgiveness, is when you can be around people, places, and things and not feel triggered. So then you know you've done your forgiveness work, is when you're not feeling triggered. And you can be in that love, that full presence, and you can just be free and you're not feeling defensive, triggered, or anything. That's when you know you're in true forgiveness. All right, so when you're working in the heart energy and you realize you don't have to protect yourself anymore, and you really see that you've done your forgiveness work, then you become very grateful and very blessed. And you realize that everything around you is just here teaching you a lesson, and you're learning from everything, and everything is here to serve you. So you become very grateful and very blessed. The second step of opening up your masculine heart chakra is gratitude. After you've done all your forgiveness work, you're going to feel very grateful, and everything is going to be a blessing to you, because you're going to be freed up of all that emotional energy and charge that you're holding on to. And you could have been holding on to the energy for years, since you were a child maybe even. But once this is all released, you're going to start feeling the world like through you and in you, and you're going to feel your intuition in your body, and you're going to feel that gut feeling. You're going to feel your heart radiating open, and then you're going to know you're not in your head anymore, that you're in your heart. And it's a completely different feeling of being open and expansive. You're not going to be walking around protecting yourself, feeling like you're small or invisible. You're going to want to be out in the world because you want to be part of it. You want to connect with it, and you want to experience it. So when you're seeing the world with gratitude and openness, you're going to see new experiences, new doors opening, more opportunities are going to show up for you. And it's all because your heart is open, and you're connecting, and you're letting the world in, and you're letting the world around you serve you, and you're being very blessed and grateful. So the third step of opening up your masculine heart chakra is being in service. So after you've done your forgiveness work and you're feeling gratitude and everything's a blessing, and there's abundant blessings all around you, you're going to feel this energy inside of you being in service. And that's where you're going to feel like you want to share with the world. You want to keep your heart open, and by doing that, you want to connect with people, and you want to share, and you might find yourself volunteering somewhere, or helping someone in need, or just when you're going to the grocery store, you find somebody, you might feel your heart that you're just resonating, you're drawn over to help this person. That's being in service. I have a story about one of my sons. When he was 7 years old, he had a lot of anxiety and fear, and he created a fear of the wind. And he made this fear so real to him. And his favorite color always was green. He came in loving the color green. And I could tell green always balanced him. So when I created the crystals and stuff, I put a green pendant on him, and we noticed his energy just shift and calm down. And he was able to focus more, because he had some huge separation anxiety too. Like, he didn't want to go to school. I was doing childcare in my home, so he had a hard time leaving the house and leaving me because of his separation. And so when I put the green on, he felt more secure, because that was a color that he really resonated with. And it opened up his heart because he could focus more. And I actually got to learn by witnessing and seeing his energy shift, of how it was working for him. My son used to hold the green crystal in his hand, and you could just see his energy change. And when he didn't have it, he would feel some anger and some anxiety. And then he'd go, "Oh my God, where's my crystal? I don't have my crystal on." And he would go get it. And you could just see how it calmed him down. My son wore the green crystal for 5 years. And it was so cool to watch his transformation, because he came more into his body, his energy became more balanced, and his anxiety and fear started leaving him. And he was in resource room when he was, like in first, second grade. And so I told him, I could see that he was getting his power back wearing the crystal. And he's like, Mom, why am I in resource room? I'm not that stupid. I can do this stuff on my own. I said, well, go back to the teachers and get your power back and tell them that you don't need this anymore. And he did. He went and signed himself out of resource room. And I saw his power come back into his being. And he became balanced. And the love started emerging from him again, and his heart started opening. And today he doesn't have any anxiety or fear. And he knows how to handle anything that does come to him. I want to share with you some simple affirmations that I use for my own journey, and I'm hoping they'll resonate with you. And number 1 is, I love life and life loves me. Number 2 is, I forgive myself and others. And number 3, I am love. And number 4, I am grateful. In conclusion, I want to thank you all for listening and being here as we explore and dive deep into the green masculine heart chakra. And I want you to remember to keep your heart open, keep it expansive, and don't protect yourself. We're here on this planet to grow.